Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Wow, oh my goodness. I think it's safe to say that yesterday I was feeling the full moon for sure. How about you? Are you feeling this full moon? Okay, so I cried in my podcast yesterday. Like, that was different. And I thought, okay, feeling a little emotional today. Well, didn't I cry again later that afternoon? Just for a minute, life got way overwhelming. And I was totally allowed myself to be like a 3-year-old and just had myself a sob moment, not too long, in the basement while I was waiting for the laundry to finish. I was like, okay, fine, let's do this. And so at the end of the evening, when I was really reflecting back, wow, I pulled oracle cards today that made me cry. I'm proud of myself for being honest that I was feeling sad and overwhelmed and I don't know, all these emotions. Finally I was I have to figure out where this full moon is because this is different for me. And the full moon that for me was last night, but we might still be feeling a little bit today, is a full moon in Sagittarius. So note that if this full moon made you feel a little different, because usually when the full moon comes around, I just want to fight and smash shit. I'm more rowdy during the full moon or confrontational. You want to go, bro? Let's do this. I don't know what this emotional releasing stuff is all about, but thank you for whatever energy, and of course credit to myself for allowing the release, because when we keep stuff inside, whether it's just a little sadness or just a little frustration, or we try to just swallow down that overwhelmment, that stuff is poison and we don't want it in our body. It doesn't serve us ever. It just sort of eats away and then it festers, and it festers within us and does no good. So yeah, the only good Fester is Uncle Fester. I don't know why I just saw that bald guy that was in that old show put a light bulb in his mouth and light it up. Wasn't that Uncle Fester? All right, whatever. So I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. and I was like, oh, hell to the no. And I made myself go back to sleep. And then I did sleep in a little bit longer, went out, let the chickens out. They are living in a mud poop pit of squishiness right now. It's so rainy. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to throw some cinder blocks in there so I can walk around without squishing ankle deep in poop. It's so rainy. I don't know if you're getting way too much rain where you're at, but yeah, I got drenched this morning. Not a big deal, but it's mostly the fact that a lot of things are just sitting in water. The shed is sitting in water. The chickens are doing their best. They don't seem to mind, but for us to get in there and take care of them, we mind. Yeah, so much sitting water right now. But anyways, I just finished my kava tea from last night. Sometimes I let tea sit overnight, either on the stove or in the jar, and I just drink it the next day. So now I'm feeling like I should maybe go back to bed. The kava is let's chill out today. And I think that's a good idea. So our tea bag the tea bag quotes that came in from I made it last night. There's three of them. So while I'm indulging with the tea bags, I won't always do that. I need to start using the stuff on my shelf. But hey, they are insightful. And it says, people who love are forgiving. So the more love we get in our life, the more easy it is to be forgiving. And if we are loving, we will be forgiving. I like that. So people who love are forgiving. Don't forget to forgive, yo. Think seriously and think honestly. So that's a good one for me too, because I have a whole stack of episodes I've been sitting on for Herbal Marie, and I had to get over this homeschool milestone though. Do you ever feel like that? Like, okay, once I finish that, then I will live. So yesterday we finished up our homeschool year and got that all done with the evaluator. And so now I feel like, oh, okay, now I can focus on other projects. But for a couple weeks, like, that was the project. So now it's time to think seriously and think honestly. And then the best one I saved for last, and I actually read it last too. What belongs to you shall come to you. How reassuring is that? What belongs to you shall come to you. So I might actually keep that one in my drawer, because it's like, yesterday we talked about like good things are coming, right? If it belongs to you, it's going to get to you. Like, oh yeah, I like that feeling. Like, it like makes sense. Like, yeah, if it's supposed to be with me, or it's mine, or my experience, it shall come to me. And so just remind yourself that what belongs to you shall come to you. So I'm going to put I'm going to throw most of them away except for that one. I should, although maybe I need to keep them all. Maybe they're a set. So I'll just chuck these in my pencils here, and maybe I'll find them again at the right moment. So it is Tuesday, and I kind of had to laugh because I thought maybe we would pull from the Herbal Tarot today, and then I was like, Tarot Tuesday. But not that I'll do that every week, but it's pretty fun. That's a pretty fun idea, Tarot Tuesday. I'm sure it's been done like 100 times before. Okay, so I have the deck here. I don't see the little card book that goes with it. Let's see, here we go. Because I will need that. I'm not going to go to the big book with this, the Herbal Tarot. I'm probably not going to read from the Spirit of Herbs. We're just going to get a quick message, because I wasn't joshing you. Like, I think I might actually go back to bed. So, and really not to sleep, but literally just to lay around all day and rest and see what inspiration comes to me. And, then I have to clean the kitchen. Because as you can imagine, I didn't for 2 days. Because I just had to put everything on hold to get everybody ready for our little adventure yesterday. Okay, what's going on here with this deck? We've got some cards pointed one way. We've got some cards pointed another way. I think that's a good reminder for us to get our ducks in a row. Get your life moving in at least the direction of where you'd like it to go. I mean, if one of your little ducks is wandering around, let's get things pointed in the direction. Get our thoughts, get our energy, get our emotions pointed in the right direction. And sometimes in order to do that, we've got to release and let some of them go. So yeah, like if you didn't listen to yesterday's podcast, like at the end of the podcast, like I don't know, the message just literally hit home, and that's what it was about, a message of home. And something just oozed out of me. It was strange, but necessary. Not strange, but kind of like I don't always do that. All right, so this card was popping out. I think we will honor the top and the bottom. I saw what the bottom one was. It's watermelon. So I always thought this was so weird that they put watermelon in this deck. You know what I mean? Like, it's the Herbal Tarot and they put watermelon in it. So the card that I actually got a glimpse of first was the one on the bottom. Like, the first card is the one that was jumping out. Then we have the top card, and then we'll talk about watermelon. But watermelon is the 6 of Cups. And there's this huge watermelon and these 6 cups, and with little blue flowers in them. And there's a little boy and little girl above the watermelons, and they're kind of standing in front of the mountain with the stream. And the little boy is giving the wedge of watermelon to the little girl. She has her hands behind her back, like she hasn't received it yet, so he has just offered it to her. But the 6 of Cups is what was on the bottom. So let's just see the one that jumped out and the one that's on the top so we can kind of look at them all together. Okay, the one that jumped out is, of course, I'm not even surprised to see this herb right now. It's St. John's wort. So the one that jumped out is like that, you know, one of the happiest plants we can connect with, St. John's wort. It's the King of Swords. But yeah, like on this gloomy week, I don't even want to say day because it's like going to be all week. But we're going to have to look for the light. Just like yesterday, I had to like really keep a positive attitude to get through yesterday. Like, you guys, seriously, like it was socially, it pushed me to my limits a little bit, like, you know, just being in like those type of situations. There was traveling in rain. Okay, like traveling on a beautiful day is enough for me. I'm not a traveler. I'm a stay-at-home Taurus lady. But yeah, so we had to travel in rainy weather. Then we had to rush home like in between our events yesterday to let the dogs out. When we got here, the dogs were insane, okay, because they don't like it when we leave. The one dog had gotten a bottle of paint because the girls have been doing these paintings, like they've been really creative. And so I got them some acrylic paints. Well, the dog took a bottle of the acrylic paint, electric blue, like as blue as you can get, okay? Took it up to the stairs, to the landing where it's carpeted, cream color carpeting. And yeah, chewed this bottle open, got paint everywhere, all over the landing, got paint on its paws, ran up and down the stairs 100 times. Like, there's freaking paint everywhere. We got a lot of it off of the stairs, but up on the landing when it was literally dumped on, like it will probably always be blue. And then we had to leave them again. And so like when we came home the next time, there was no like, I mean, they were extra insane. Like, I don't think they chill out at all when we leave. They're so out of breath. They're panting. It's crazy. Like, so anyways, we had all that to contend with. And I really had to connect to the energy of St. John's wort. And what's interesting is I actually had St. John's wort tincture with me yesterday because I had lent some to my mom for her nerve pain. And she gave it back to me Saturday because she thought she was done with it. And it was in my bag. Although I never took any or anything. It's funny that I did travel with St. John's wort yesterday, and here it is. Now, this is absolutely the weather that reminds me that St. John's wort would help. I hesitate because I assume, you know, being the week of the summer solstice, we may get summer at some point, but there is no sunshine in sight. But generally, I don't take St. John's wort this time of the year because it's going to be sunny and it does make your skin sensitive to the sun after you've been taking it in tincture form. But yeah, I mean, I might be okay to take some today because, yeah, the sun, I don't know if Pennsylvania is going to get summer until July. I don't know. Maybe by July we'll get some sunshine. Okay, but anyways, nonetheless, it's like, yo, shine your light, look for the good in the world, and I'm excited to see what else the King of Swords has to say. So we've got King of Swords, St. John's wort, 6 of Cups, watermelon, which is a very happy, sharing, connecting card, and then the one that would have been on the top of the deck, that's going to be, we're just going to go boop, boop, boop. We're going to have 3 cards, and this one is a little bit higher than the other. Oh my God, so sweet. It's Trillium. And there are these 3 maidens, or 3 mothers, maiden mothers, probably maidens, I'd say. 3 maidens dancing around the Trillium, and they've got their 3 cups in the air in celebration. And so this really is a little bit of a happy message for sure. Okay, so let's take a look at these cards a little closer. St. John's Wort. I love how big the St. John's Wort is, like, and all in the Trillium too. Like the plant's huge and the person looks small, you know. Whereas the watermelon looks pretty small compared to the giant children behind it. Okay, but anyways, the king is sitting on a rock with his sword up. There's a little reddish butterfly kind of behind him, and his boots are all also reddish color. But yeah, the King of Swords. So let's look in the book here. It's St. John's Wort. Now, St. John's Wort is a vulnerary, a nervine, astringent, expectorant, calmative. It's used for nerve injuries, insomnia. It's also good for bedwetting, stomach ache, colic, and uterine cramps. So yeah, like maybe today would be a good St. John's Wort day for me. I mean, I'm cycling with the full moon. So yeah, at the end of my long ass day yesterday, I got my period. I was like, I knew you were coming. Like, hello, old friend. I haven't seen you for 3 weeks. Okay. So the King of Swords, the meaning, the divinatory divination meaning is a fanatical seeker of truth, the apex of integrity in all worldly pursuits, a strong character with a piercing glance. So that's all this little book says. That's why I bought the big book. But let's see. We want, if it was reversed, it would be like one who has experienced the pain of deep sadness and betrayal and tends to distrust others. So that's kind of interesting to think about that too, because we want to kind of, yeah, me, maybe you too, if you have had some betrayal lately, and mistrust going on, and you feel sad, right? Like St. John's Wort is this beautiful energy, like really just taking the tincture once, like you can feel it pretty much right away, like a little happiness, little light coming into your body. So it is this great thing, but yeah, he is sitting alone, really focused looking, definitely focused, right? Like wanting to seek the truth, wanting to know who he is, to be who he is, and integrity in all worldly pursuits, right? Like doing what you do in life for the right reasons. Ooh, I like that for me, because like even this morning, like sitting down to pull together an Herbal Marie podcast, like why am I doing this? Like what are the right reasons to keep this podcast going? And things like that. So anyways, I like that. Let's move on to Trillium, just to kind of get a little message here. Trillium is the 3 of Cups, and then we have the 6 of Cups. So we've got King of Swords, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Let's see here. Trillium is a diuretic, astringent, antiseptic, emmenagogue, expectorant, diaphoretic, alterative. The root is used for most feminine disorders associated with the monthly cycle, hilarious, and for excess or insufficient bleeding. It can also be taken during childbirth to promote normal birth and to prevent hemorrhage and later infections. The Trillium root is used as an expectorant and a diaphoretic for upper respiratory problems, colds, and flus. So the divination meaning is take your choice now. Take your choice now. Celebrate and enjoy what is before you. Perfection, abundance. So if you haven't been satisfied with life, right, you're just feeling like, yeah, like something missing. It's like, yo, get into the now moment right now. Celebrate, enjoy the next few days, right, of rain inside, regardless, right, the quiet space. Enjoy, celebrate, connect with friends. This is fun for me to look at too, because I just had my hangout with my mama friend and her mom on Saturday night, and this could have been us out in the woods under the Trillium with our 3 cups in the air, really just enjoying each other's presence. And watermelon. So yeah, like I was saying, when I first got this deck, I was like, why'd they put a watermelon in here? Well, of course, food is medicine. It truly is. And so it belongs here. So watermelon. It's a diuretic. It's a refrigerant, and the seeds are used to treat fluid retention and all urinary disorders. So yeah, if you got a urinary disorder, eat the watermelon seeds. 6 of Cups, though. It can mean childish games, only playing at love, no serious commitment, innocence, a temporary relationship. And it can also mean reverse, failure to recognize the importance or power of another person or of a circumstance. So it's like this message to me when I'm looking at it now says, yeah, let's get some light going on in your life with the St. John's wort. Celebrate and, enjoy your life now. And this watermelon, it's like, could you just have some fun maybe and, lighten up and don't take anything too serious. Just sort of make everything a game right now in your life. You don't need to seriously commit to anyone in love or anything like that, and just sort of see everything as temporary. This now moment is temporary. This celebration is temporary, right? So celebrations are temporary, but you can keep getting one celebration after the other. You can keep getting enjoyment, one moment of enjoyment after the other. So yeah, the now moments pass, but the King of Swords kind of has this focus, but if your focus is in the right place, you can have one party after the other if you want it. You can have one thing to celebrate, just have them lined up, right? And they just keep rolling in. And you can have one playful moment right after the other. But what's interesting is they all sort of had this releasing, they were either an expectorant, or astringent. Yeah, they all had expectorant properties or diaphoretic or, getting things out. So it is still this message too of releasing what doesn't serve you. Because in order to dance with your friends under the Trillium, you're going to have to let go of anything that was weighing you down, right? In order to have a playful moment with another human being, you've got to be lighthearted enough to be able to maintain that frequency of fun. Yeah, so even as the tower continues to fall, even as, change is among us, we can continue to maintain the frequency of fun so that we keep sowing seeds of the delight and bliss that we do want to manifest. Hey, let's honor the low days. Let's honor the sad moments. Let's release. Let's just be where we're at, but let's also remember to keep our focus on the light that we want to manifest in our life. We do want to have fun, right? Are you with me? We don't want to be crying at the end of our podcast. We want to be high flying at the end of our hangout together, right? Because we do have some things that we want to get done. So I love the messages today from St. John's wort, Trillium, and watermelon. Let's just have a good time, even if it's a low key good time. Let's just find reasons to celebrate. If we get the opportunity to be playful and just sort of lighthearted, let's do that. Because I think we certainly need it. I think we certainly need a little fun and a little boost and a little light. So that's a great message today. Let's maintain the frequency of fun and find some reasons to celebrate. Anything, whatever. Just find something to feel good about today.